What is up, Sooner Nation? Happy Friday. Welcome to Sooner Surge Double Trouble Live. As It's been a good day for Sooner fans as they open up the new Lowe's Field and get 2 victories. It's going to be a busy weekend with softball. You have basketball, the number 1 team in the nation, coming into town. You have recruiting football, some new rankings released, and Alex Shieldnight is now a 4-star deep for the edge. So that's great. CJ Bunker starting off with a bang tonight. Thanks, CJ. Appreciate you so much. Let's see what CJ has to say here. Says, I think opening game jitters, emotions got to all our pitchers in game 1 except SJ nailing down top 7th. Then Kelly just flat out dominated game 2, and the rest of the team settled in also. CJ, appreciate you so much for the super. Means a lot. Thank you so much. And you are exactly right. Probably the biggest surprise from that first game, other than May struggling, which I don't think was as much as a surprise because of the pressure situation, but S.J. Guerin, what she did in the top of the 7th, coming in and having to shut it down after back-to-back jacks. Great job by S.J. Guerin, man.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard to not give S.J. Guerin more innings. Big time situation to go into a tie game that 4 batters ago it was a 4-run game, and you have no outs to be able to get out of it. Face that adversity, get out of it with the runner in scoring position. Big time outing for SJ.
Yeah, Bobby, you're right. Lauren Chamber, the new general manager of the Crimson and Cream Collective. That's some big news today. Listen, Sooner fan, I am an absolute Kelvin Sam. I love Kelvin Sampson. And I'm excited that he's coming back to Norman tomorrow. It would make my day if he had a denim shirt on tomorrow night. It would make my day.
That would be awesome. I don't think it will happen.
He doesn't really wear them anymore.
No, he doesn't. That's why I was saying I don't think it will happen. I mean, as of late, it seems like he only wears the team polos. It's pretty much what he wears.
And should he get a standing ovation? I think he should.
He absolutely should. I hope there's a video made for him on the Jumbo.
They should.
It's yeah, you have Hollis Price, his son's there too. There is no reason for him to not get a standing ovation. Honestly, should get a video on the board as well.
Yeah, and Patty is getting her statue later on in the year. It's going to be revealed. That is correct. What's up, Mess? How are you tonight? Says Lauren Chamberlain wants OU's NIL to be the most fan participated in the nation. She'll make it happen.
I'm not a fan of fans paying.
Hey, I watched the interview today, Hunter, with her and Jason Belcher.
At the time.
Yeah, I watched the interview, and she did talk about how she wants to educate the fans so that they will know what they're giving to. But here's what I'll say.
That part, educating fans. I can get behind that. I'm opposed to this idea that if you want to win, the fans, your average Joe fan, has to make that financial commitment.
The one positive thing I'll take from that interview that I thought was a real positive was the fact that they were talking about the SEC. When OU gets the SEC, that revenue distribution is going to be happening, and you're going to get revenue from the SEC. So, and that'll go straight to NIL.
Well, a lot of that depends on what happens in this Tennessee case.
Well, it sounds like Hunter. It sounds like that it's the NCAA ain't winning that.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's just as of right now, that cannot happen. As of right now, something has to change to allow athletic department money to go towards NIL, which should absolutely happen. That's what makes the most sense. There's so much revenue in that area. Why not go to the revenue sharing?
Yeah, Big Orange says Tennessee 2, NCAA 0. Correct. Hey, and here's the deal, though, Hunter. I mean, they also talked about, they went into everything. They went into, buyouts, salary caps, all of it.
Yeah, Mez, I know what you're talking about. It's 2 separate things, but the Tennessee case still goes a little bit into that revenue sharing because, I mean, today It's pretty much no rules right now for the NIL thing. And the Tennessee case is going to be one that kind of starts that domino effect, in my opinion, towards the revenue share.
Let me say something real quick. Bobby says, seems like that is the reality now. And if you're not willing to donate to a collective, you shouldn't complain about where the program as far as competing. Here's the problem, Bobby. Okay. If you're saying that, then are you saying that fans are going to tell you when the coaches should be fired if they're not performing? I mean, it's going to be a mess. But here's my biggest complaint, though, about all of it. All of it. I heard Lauren Chamberlain. I think Lauren Chamberlain is a great hire for that role. I agree with Mess there. But here's the problem I have. They asked her a question about women's sports. OU right now has the #1 women's gymnastics program. They have the #1 women's softball program. Jenny Baranczyk just won back-to-back Big 12 champions. And all I heard basically was how, they may do beauty lines or fashion lines for these players. That's NIL. They're not talking about that for football. It's about giving players money and signing contracts. I'm not hearing that for women's sports. Are you?
I don't know.
For women's sports, it sounds like you're going to do a fashion commercial, whatever. I don't hear anybody saying you're going to get $100,000 for 2 years to play softball. Shouldn't it be? I mean,
it's not happening to that magnitude. I mean, they're getting some sort of NIL money from the collective, but I don't know.
I know that, but I mean, they're talking about multi-year contracts in the future of this thing where portal, if you want a portal, if you're under a 2-year contract, if you portal, they're going to have to buy your contract out. I mean,
I don't know how that would work, honestly. Like,
you better be ready for it, Hunter.
Yeah.
It's next.
Beating #7 Michigan, the team that beat them last. Big time win for OU gymnastics. It's hard to expect anything different from them. Looks like they're on their way to back national championships.
Eric, listen, you say you agree, Bobby. Fans need to stop being cheap. So you're saying the fans need to buy if the fans don't donate, then it's their fault that OU doesn't win a national championship. Is that what you and Bobby are saying, that it's a fan's fault if they don't win? Because I'm a little different, because if a school is bringing in so much money, why does none of that money go towards NIL?
Exactly. That's my thoughts on it too.
That's my only issue. And listen, I hear people say, I heard him say today about fantasy camps and different things they're going to do, maybe for players and the people that are donating to interact and have these go on a hunting trip with the players. Jeremy you could go guard Jalil Farouk to see if you could guard him, or play catch with Jackson Arnold. I get it. But I don't understand the point. Like, you don't pay for NFL teams, players. I don't pay for Dallas Cowboys. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. I don't donate to Dallas Cowboys.
I mean, other than buying merch.
Buying merch and buying tickets. But what I'm saying is, if they're making this a professional league, which is what it's going to turn into, then why is that on the fans?
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. There's a lot of revenue from ticket sales, from concession prices, from, just the schooling side of it, how much tuition costs. The athletic department has money. I don't think you should pretty much demand fans pay for it, but that's just my opinion. To each their own.
And I'm not, Hunter, I know
some fans that are all for donating to the collective, I'm not saying don't do it. That's your business.
No, if you want to donate. If I want to donate, I'll donate.
Just me personally, I don't think that's right. But.
And Mess says NIL and revenue sharing are two different subjects. Lumping them together is the education Lauren Chamberlain will be helping Sooner fans understand. And I think Lauren Chamberlain will do a really good job at educating fans. And I think that's part of the problem right now for the donations is I don't think fans are educated. I'll say that. I don't think fans are educated. I think hey, give money to this. And they're going to try to do these events where you can be educated, where you're donating and you're going to get to hang out with players and whatever. I understand that too. I just don't think it should be on the responsibility of college football fans to pay for NIL collectives. I think revenue and revenue and all that should go into it as well. I mean, if you're purely basing it on fan, I mean, if you're going to do that, then where's the richest college football teams at?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Bobby saying huge gray area with schools paying NIL and the money not coming from a collective. That's my thing. I think I would like to see it be allowed to where the athletic departments are allowed to fund the quote unquote collectives that the NIL pool, all of that. Right now, until that changes, they can't. So that's where the fans come into it. I don't know. The whole thing is just NIL. It's a Wild West. It's unfortunate they couldn't do it right from the beginning, and now it's just going to continue to change.
Hey, Poncho, it was an electric atmosphere, and hey, Miami backed up their smack talk. I will say that. But I want to let me get to this. Where was it? Yeah, you got with the gray area, but the difference is Hunter, what were you saying right there? You just said something I was gonna kind of piggyback off it.
I was reading a comment, but
I don't remember what you're talking about. But
I was saying that until there's a rule change that the athletic department's allowed to contribute directly. I mean, collectives are the only thing.
Yeah. Okay, I know what I was going to say. Is you're talking about NIL and the collectives and all that. Well, right now, part of the problem is you have collectives, you have quote NIL, which is not NIL. It's not name, image, likeness. Collective. It's not what it was made to be. And that's part of the big issue. It's never going to be. And the people that say, well, there's no rules in place. Well, you know what's going to happen when there's rules in place? It's still going to be a mess.
Yeah.
It's going to be a professional league. So if it's going to be a professional league, then treat it like a professional league. That's my whole thing. If you're wanting to go a professional league and have multi-year contracts and buyouts and the talk of even trading players, whatever all that
trade players.
No, listen, but if you're going to talk about all that, then I'm sorry, the fans are not involved in donating money.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to go professional, that's what it is. It's going professional football. So, and I'm speaking purely on football because let's be real. You can say that in other sports. It's not the same. It's not. OU women's teams have dominated, and you're not hearing any of this talk on their side of the thing, are you?
Not to the magnitude that you are in football.
Yeah, I know. And Dalpo says, I guess no point in buying tickets or merch. The only fans that matter are the ones who donate. And that's what I'm saying. It's a mess. That would be a mess. And I heard them say today, somebody said this. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Jason Belcher that said something about an SEC school he was talking to going to their season ticket holders and saying, hey, I'm trying to remember how he worded it. Mess would probably know, or Bobby, but basically telling, hey, yeah, you're buying tickets, but it's not going to matter if you don't donate to the collective because the team's not going to be very good. Something like that. I don't know. They could probably understand it better. Mess says women's sports understand NIL more than football fans. That's what I'm saying. They are doing true NIL, though.
Yeah,
they're actually name, image, likeness. Lauren Chamberlain talked about Jocelyn Allo and how she, with her logo and all that, she was doing it the right way. Just like if you have a beauty line that wants to sponsor you or whatever for women's softball, right? Or a fashion line, whatever. That's NIL. That's not this other thing we're talking about.
Blake, this is the part of the whole collective thing that I actually like, and I think that it's something that needed to happen, to where the walk-ons are getting scholarships covered, housing covered. And that stuff's expensive. I think they deserve it. That's the one part of the NIL that hasn't gone true to the name, image, and likeness that I think needs to stay around. That side of it.
Yeah, football pay-to-play marches. Hey, let me say something very clear: is that I am in no way saying I mean I don't have any problem donating to Oklahoma. I don't. That's not a problem at all. I can donate monthly, whatever. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it should not be the responsibility of the fans to donate. That should not be the responsibility of the fans. Now, I am all for people donating. Of course, I'm an OU fan. I want the collective to be huge. But I don't think it's fair to put that responsibility on the fans. I don't. Poncho says Kelly Maxwell took over leadership of this team. May might take it back, but it's Kelly's to lose. Kelly Maxwell is the ace of the staff right now. I don't think that's any question. May, I think, still has a big time leadership role on this team because she's been there for so long. She knows OU. All right. Kelly Maxwell is still new to that, but Kelly Maxwell right now, I think, is the ace of the staff right now, the way she's pitching. Eric, What do you mean nobody said it's the fans' responsibility? You are saying it's a fans' responsibility if you're begging them to pay money. Am I wrong? Listen, Eric, I'll say this. If you are saying it this way, well, if OU fans don't step it up, OU is going to be in trouble in the SEC. If you're saying it that way, that's totally putting it on the OU fans. If you're saying, well, if OU doesn't step up, they're going to be behind in the SEC and they'll never win anything. Who are you putting that on? That's on the fans.
Mark, Kendall Wells, number one catcher
in
2025, is committed to OU. So, there is that's tough. That's probably the worst drop-off for OU is the catcher position. Going to be losing Kinsey Hansen and Riley Ludlam this offseason.
Yeah, Eric, tell me what word I put into their mouth, please, because I know what they said. And they said, I've heard it, I'm not even talking about an interview. I'm talking about people in general say, well, OU needs to start donating. They put this $2 million thing out there that they wanted everybody to get to, whatever, for the collective. And if they want people to get to there, and it's because it's like putting it on the fans to do it. How am I putting words to anybody's mouth? I'm not saying don't go donate to the collective at all. Listen, I am not saying that at all. What I am saying is you are putting it on the responsibility of the fans if you are saying that you're behind, OU's going to be behind. They're not as if 10,000 people would donate $10, OU will be number one in the SEC. Then who's that on, Hunter? If 10,000 fans will put $10
to me, it seems
for
like
OU collective, they will be the number one in the SEC, bar none.
Yeah, it seems to me that the want is for the fans to fund it. What Bobby says here, CBA coming in contracts is a good thing. I agree with that part of it.
I agree with that.
I don't like, again, the fans part of it. I don't think your average fan should be expected to buy tickets, buy concessions, buy merch, and donate $10 a month to the collective if you want to have a good sports team.
Okay.
There's other ways to fund it.
You're right. In Mess, let me read this, and Hunter, listen to this comment, and I want you listen. Mess says, if OU fans want high school and portal recruiting and current player retention to be top 5 in the nation, those fans better make sure their NIL program is top 5 in the nation. It's really that simple. So who's the responsibility on there, Mess? Who? Hunter, who is it on right there?
I don't know. I'm kind of.
Is that not on the fans? Is the responsibility not on the fans there?
Yeah, I'm kind of done with this whole NIL talk.
And Mess says it, OU fan base. I agree. I'm done talking about it too. Listen, I'm an OU fan, and I have no problem donating to the university. Okay. But also, everybody needs to hear this very clearly. If I buy season tickets, I'm also donating to the university. That's a donation to the university. There's people out there doing that. So are we gonna donate to the collective to buy season tickets? I mean, that's all I'm saying. I think what's happening is the people that are donating to collective are being put up here because they're donating collective, where you have your other fans are buying merchandise and donating buying season tickets. Those are very important people too.
Yeah, Bobby, that's my thoughts on it. Is that it needs to get, in my opinion, it needs to get to a point to where the athletic department is allowed to fund it and then does fund it. There's enough money there that you could still have the fans that want to donate. I mean, universities are never going to say no to donations.
No, not at all. And Jeremy LaForce said, so who should pay for the NIL? Revenue isn't enough. And I agree. Right now, revenue is not enough. And I have no problem. I've said this before. I have no problem with fans donating money or even them wanting fans to donate money. But do not tell me, I don't know if it was Eric or somebody said that nobody said it's the fans' responsibility. Yeah, it is, Eric.
Is that what we're talking about? Because I've got issues on it.
It is, though. That's all I'm saying. I have no problem with if it's going to fans donate, that's fine. And I want OU to be number one. I want OU fans to donate. Yes, 100%. OU fans need to go donate to the university monthly. I want them to do that. But don't tell me it's not on the fans' responsibility, because it absolutely is.
Jay, what's up?
What's up?
Hey, what are we talking about? Because I have some strong opinions, obviously.
Well, we were getting ready to get up. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of collectives either.
Look, Jay, are we talking about?
I don't want to talk all night on this, but.
Well, I don't either, but I know what I just heard you saying. What basically it's going to come down to is what fans.
Wait, real quick. Sorry to interrupt. Eric, who said if? And it's voluntary, not mandatory. I know it's voluntary, Eric, but you said if you want OU to win, then you'll donate. So who's the responsibility on?
Jason.
It's on the fans.
That's what I was just going to say. Jay, it's going to come down to whatever fan base has the most amount that's donating is going to have the best chance to win.
Correct. They're the most NIL.
The fan bases will be controlling who wins a lot. Yeah.
That doesn't mean they'll win.
It doesn't necessarily mean they'll win. I agree. It is, and it's totally voluntary, yes. But there's also
listen, real quick. Listen. It's voluntary. Correct.
Yes, Mark's right.
It's voluntary, but it's also, if you want them to be good, it's the responsibility of the fans, right?
Yes.
If you want them to have a high, right now, look at the collective right now. If you want to have a high donation amount and be top 5 in NIL collective, who has to donate that?
Fans.
So whose responsibility is it?
Because it sounds like, Jay.
Whose responsibility?
Fans.
Is it voluntary?
Yes, it's voluntary.
But it's still on the fans. Gee.
And it's the job of the NIL, it's the job of these collectives to, like they said, educate the fans. But in the end, it's the fans donating.
And I agree that education is huge. That's a huge piece of it. The events they want to do where you can go, Jeremy, maybe you can go guard Jalil Farouk. He'll run around on you, see if you can cover him. That may be part of it.
Well, if he caught the ball, he'd catch it. And I might be able to strip the ball from him. Hey, Jay, tomorrow night, several football players are signing autographs tomorrow night before the basketball game, which I'll be at. The number one team in the nation is going to be at the LNC. And I don't know about you, but I'm excited to see Kelvin Sampson, Hollis Price, Quantus White, Kellen Sampson there.
In an OU victory.
I'd be greatly excited to see that. But
hey, we hinted on it earlier about Alex Shield not getting his 4th star. That's big for OU. I mean,
Trinae Washington did as well.
I mean, so things are trending good in that direction. OU recruiting. I mean, saw Clemson lost a commit today.
Interior offensive lineman.
Yeah, Clemson is there. I don't know if Clemson's going to get back to where they were. Do you? I don't think they can.
Well, here's the good news. You only have to be winner of the ACC. You get a chance at the playoffs. So Beat Florida State, you'll be in there.
Yeah, Hunter's right. Meanwhile, on 3 bumped both of them down. On 3, I just don't understand their rankings, man.
I don't
Have
either.
a good night, Blake.
Thanks for joining,
I don't
Blake.
understand their rankings.
Yeah, I don't get it either, Jay. Sapulpa Chieftains moving on to a chance to go to state. That's where I was tonight.
Who?
Sapulpa has a chance.
Cares?
Okay, you're absolutely ridiculous. Wow. Sorry, the place I teach at's playing in an area game. Wow, I do care. Jeez.
Hey, Jeremy, let me ask you a question though. You're $10 a
month.
month.
Jay.
Sorry, I was joking, dude. It was a joke. Take a joke, bro. You're ridiculous. Take a joke. Jeremy LaForce says if my $10 a month gets a 5-star defensive lineman to commit, it's worth it. Hey, Jeremy, let me ask you this question. How do you know what your $10 went to? And let me ask you this too. What if you donate $1,000 a month, Jeremy, and you don't get that 5-star lineman? Then what happens?
Do you want your money back?
Coach going to get fired? You want your money back? I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, and look, there is
I promise you, if I pay $10 a month and I could, hey, you told me, oh, you can get the #1 class, I'd be tickled pink. I'd be like, yeah, baby, let's go. I'll donate more.
That was the number thrown out on that interview. Was if 100,000 fans,
it was 10,000 people donate $10.
$10, yeah.
They don't have a pickleball team, Mark. But here's the deal. Let me ask you this. If I were there's people on here that are massive.
It didn't work for Ole Miss.
Hey, Jeremy, don't interrupt me. There's people on this video right now, on this live, that are massive OU football fans, could care less about basketball, could really care less about softball. They've said it on here, right? What if I donate and say, I want this money only to go to softball? That's not going to happen.
You can't designate it.
You can't. So,
and that's the problem. I think if you could designate it, it would be better. If I'm a gymnastic fan, I know my money's going there. Eric, I agree. They got guys in the portal. We'll see if it works. We'll see if it works. The Sapulpa girls are going to win tomorrow, and they'll make it to state.
And Bobby says he thinks it's to be determined if it worked for Ole Miss or not. You will find out this season.
Yeah, they did be determined. I agree, Jay.
They did get a lot of good players in the portal.
I mean, we'll see what ends up working. Yeah, it worked. They got some guys they wanted. Yes, it did work in that way. All because their fans donated, right, Eric? So the fans control it, right, Eric? I don't think you can designate it, Ricky.
Yeah, they did lose Judkins. Correct.
They lost Judkins. Jay, I don't think you can designate it yet. Oh, and Mez says you can.
Mez says you can.
I thought I saw in that where they said they were hoping to be able to do that.
So on the collective,
I want to know where they said you can designate it.
I guess on the collective, when you donate, you can.
Maybe.
So Mess was able to.
Oh, so Mez has already done that.
Mark says it helps to have a social media accepting joke. It's on the website you picked. There you go.
Okay, well then why on the thing were they talking about that today? If it's that simple, why was it being brought up?
Don't know. Crimson and Cream. Hey. Yeah, Bobby says you can pick. So there you go.
That's good. That's good.
I don't know if you can you put position?
No. I don't think you can. Gabe, I'm pretty sure Gabe was talking about a hypothetical in that instance.
Yeah, I didn't think you could put position, but hey, I don't know. Yeah, that would be nice, but
you can't put position groups.
No,
if that's, I mean, there's no chance.
I don't know. The whole thing it's going to take a turn in the next year or two as well, and it's going to be even crazier. Yeah, and that's
right.
Did
you talk softball already?
Topher's right. If you can pick a position, donate offensive lineman and defensive lineman.
Did you?
We talked a little bit of softball. Yeah, what a wild game, man. Hey, we got to do trivia though. I haven't done trivia. Here we go. Let me go trivia.
Hey, Bobby, we need more Surge members, and we need them on the Discord. We got probably several that are members but are not on the Discord.
There's a lot that are not on the Discord, but maybe they don't want to be on the Discord. Maybe they don't want to hear us talk. Hey, here's the trivia tonight. Before we get to the trivia, get on fanstop.com. Use code SURGE. Get 10% off your first 3 months on shirts. Jeremy had his green Irish shirt on earlier today. Be a part of it. Go to the fanstop.com and join up. Great shirts. Here's the trivia tonight. In 2021, OU broke, because there was a lot of home runs hit today at Love's Field. OU broke the single game record in 2021 for the most home runs in a game. How many home runs was that? One game. How many did OU hit?
I don't know that answer, but Stubby, I'm with you. I think the
not 15.
The festivities and the hoorah, you got to kind of just chunk that one and just be glad you got the W.
There it is. Looks like, from my point of view, it looks like Topher got it with 13 correct. 13. Wow.
Hey,
one game, dude. 29-0.
Jay, I got to go back real quick because I know Eric said,
good job, Topher.
Eric was saying, thanks, Ricky, when Eric said that he heard Gabe Eichert say, let me find out this didn't go to the O-line and I'll never donate again. There's a difference in NIL and then Crimson and Cream Collective, though, right?
Crimson and Cream, the NIL Collective for Oklahoma, they want you to donate to. That's the one.
I know Chief T-Bird saying he can donate to any person if he wants.
What are you asking, Jeremy?
I'm confused on what some of the viewers are saying.
You're confused in general. So.
Yep, I am.
You are. That's what I'm saying. You are.
Yep.
Yeah, she had a very bad
inning. Healy had a great game and a bad inning. Facts.
Miami of Ohio was out, man. They were coming at it hard. And she also, I mean.
I just didn't know you could do it real quick. Straight to position groups.
But let me say something real quick on this mess. There's a difference with Gabe Eichert doing that and Jason doing that. Gabe Eichert's connected to the university.
Isn't he a member of the collective?
I mean, it's different. If I were to say, put this money towards a defensive lineman, you don't know that that's going to happen. Some rando like me.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying is I don't know how much control you have where your money goes once it's in the program. Maybe you do. I'll admit I'm foreign to this, so whatever. I don't like where it's heading.
And maybe so if you donate a large amount. Jason over here is not going to donate millions of dollars. So I can't have that opportunity. My $10 a month is part of, it's part of the collective, though. It's part of the overall collective. And as a fan, that's great. I'm part of the collective. That's great. So
now, Tyler, I believe
need 10,000 more people to do that, don't we?
Tyler, I believe that's the original plan of name, image, likeness is, hey, you promote my product.
Yeah, if you're paying a guy to advertise for you, you can get any guy you want.
Yes.
And Bobby says they can use it for any sport. He doesn't care, to be honest.
You're right. You're right, Chief T-Bird. Absolutely right on that. That's different. I agree. Absolutely agree with that.
Now, I agree with this by Topher, too. If you really want OU to be successful in the upcoming years, send your donations for those offensive linemen there. I mean, let's be honest, right?
And I guess, Jay, what we're really going to say here, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I guess what we're going to say is if OU doesn't land 5 stars because Mississippi gets them every year, then it's the fans' fault.
Well, it is. It's 100%.
Stop blaming coaches and recruiting, I guess. That's where we're going.
Fans' fault. If they don't have enough money, it's the fans' fault, which is
that's where we're going.
So who's the responsibility on?
the fans to get the money there. And it's stupid. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. BV's not in control of them.
BV is in control. Yeah, I mean,
BV's in control of the NIL funds.
I mean, are you talking about where it goes or what?
They got other people running the NIL. BV is not running the NIL.
No, he's not running it. He's not running it.
Now, do they have a conversation with him before they give someone some money? Yeah, probably. I imagine that's true. There's some conversation. Payouts, yes. I agree with that, Mez.
It's also getting ready to be wild when they can start giving high school recruits a contract. Because once they sign that contract,
Jay, this is where we're headed, and I don't even know if I should say things because it's just look, Jay, our son's generation, there's already this entitlement things with young people sometimes these days, and it's just going to be worse when I don't know. I don't even want to get on that. But what do you mean? Please stop. I don't think Ole Miss is doing it the right way. I agree, Tyrell. I don't think Ole Miss is it. They're doing it the wrong way, and I think we're going to see it this year. They're going to be Texas A&M 2.0.
Poncho says, what do you think of the games tomorrow? I think it's going to go Deal.
I could see Dill and Keeney or Dill and Monticelli.
Dill and May. I think May will bounce back. Beth says the BB is in control of the football fund NIL collective.
Jeremy, I do think there's a care about the facilities too, but you're right. Everything is going towards NIL. That's where all the focus is going to have to be, like it or not.
I agree, and that's why I do think Lauren Chamberlain is a great hire. I think
it's a massive hire.
I think that's a great hire for Oklahoma and the collective. I mean,
I
do.
Hire, Jay.
I think she'll be great at it. I think she'll be great at educating fans on it. And I think that's where the ball's been dropped right now for the fans. But
even I don't even know what it is really. I'd like to be educated on it.
But my whole thing is this, though. If you're turning this into professional sports, it is kind of turning into professional, right? Would you say yes?
Yes.
Okay. So I do not pay a dime. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. I don't pay a dime to them to go sign players. I go to game. I can go to a game or buy merchandise.
And Jay, I'm also going to say,
where do they make their money from? What revenue?
Yes.
So I know they said today in the video the SEC revenue is going to go towards teams, but at some point, and this is my question: at some point, do you think the collectives will go away and the fans' donations collectives will, or do you think it's going to just continue?
It's continuing. This is snowballing, Jay. Absolutely snowballing. Sooner fan, there's no such thing as a moral victory in March. Okay? You got to go upset the number one team. Period. Facts. And the other thing that Sooner fan said is, yes, Jacob Lacey's retirement is official. And just like I said 2 nights ago, I'm not going to announce it on a live of a Sooner Surge video. I'm going to let the guy come from it. And everyone's like, well, it came from the horse's mouth. It came from the mouth. It was BV that said it. No, the mouth is Jacob Lacey, and he said it. And it's just a very unfortunate situation for Jacob Lacey with what he's going through with embolism and stuff. It's a bad deal. I wish him the best in his future. Bad deal.
Yeah, I mean, and that's my thing, Purple Orcas. What other things can pay for NIL? What other ways can they make money that goes towards NIL? That's my whole thing.
Hey, Jay, here's what I never want to hear again, though. Ever. Stop saying fans can't get on players. The people that say stop booing players, stop doing this. No, if I'm a member of the collective, I'm paying money. I guess I can boo whoever I want.
Mess, I see where you're saying. Like, if I buy a Nike shoe that has a player on it, I'm donating to the team. Is that what you're trying to say? I'm confused by that.
And
I
the
agree
other
with you,
thing
Jeremy.
that sets up is fans who donate way more than other fans are going to, obviously there's perks, and it's just all the way across the board. It just, to me, sets up for not a good thing.
Dalpo says, rip him a new one, Germ.
I already do, so. Hey, and here's the thing, Jay. If BV's not playing the guy that I think should be playing, well, by golly, I pay money for this. They better start listening to me. They're not going to, but I'm just saying that.
Can you imagine
that's kind
if
of
they
what's
listen
being
to
created.
you? Can you imagine if they listen to you?
Oh, it'd be bad, I guess.
It would be bad.
What's not acceptable?
Probably to boo.
I agree. Storming the court and going after the other team is ridiculous. If OU beats the number one team tomorrow, I don't think there'll be a court storming.
Well,
and you know what?
Listen, you can do court storming if you do it right, where you have a planned exit to get the team off the court, and then you want to storm. That's fine.
Just give them like a minute to get off the court and then storm it.
Yeah,
it's not hard.
That's correct. Yeah, Chief T-Bird's right. They're going to get all the criticism that comes with it. It's a professional athlete now, so
it's 100% a professional athlete. I still can't believe what's going through guys like Bo Jackson and other players' minds who had to pay for college.
Lauren Chamberlain today, she didn't go through NIL. I mean,
correct.
She would have made good money. So,
yeah.
And here's what's going to happen. I promise you. Purple Orc is dead right. You start losing, donations will go down. You're pretty much done.
Programs are going to be finished.
And it's almost like if there's no salary cap, it's going to be like, I think I heard him say today, it's going to be more like the MLB instead of NFL, because the teams that have the most money are going to be the teams that always have the most money, right?
Correct.
And those are the teams that are probably going to be in the playoff. They may not, you're going to have other teams that make it maybe every once in a while, but it's going to be like the Yankees and the Dodgers in baseball. They're always going to be there. So if that's the case, OU needs to get on board. OU fans need to get on board, right?
Yeah, I mean, if they're the ones controlling it. $500K to $1 million a year.
Yeah, Bobby, I didn't understand that at all. I don't see how that would be possible. Do you understand
for what,
that?
Jay? For what?
The one guy said that if Lauren Chamberlain was playing these days, she'd be getting $500 to $1 million a year. That tells me players like Jada Coleman and Tiari Jennings and Kempy Hansen are making that much? No.
They're not making $1 million a year. I think that would be a stretch that they're making $100,000 a year, Jay.
I have no clue what they're making. I just thought that was a lot. I just thought that was a lot.
You're correct.
We are live,
Poncho.
Oakelawn guy.
Yeah, we're live. Poncho, you're correct. Riley Boone is the unsung hero of this team, night in, night out. Okay. She laced it to left center field, and then you just knew that there was going to be a walk-off, and there was.
Hey, by the way, Dalpo says in this world is A&M is a better job. I'd say probably, listen, how do we – where is A&M – where is their collective ranked? I don't know if their collective's that high. I mean, I'm sure it's high, but that doesn't –
Jay, you may have already said this, Jay, but –
this was before collectives, Dalpo. They were always donating a lot of money. I mean, Jay, they're going to be up there, but that doesn't mean they win.
You want me to tell you a fact right now?
What?
Hey, Surgemaniacs, listen to the wise Jeremy for a second.
Oh, stop.
None of you, none of us know exactly how much money is in that collective right now. I don't care who says it. They may just be wanting more money. So obviously they're going to talk about how we need money at OU. It's just, you don't know unless you're in the in and outs. You don't know how much money's there.
Yeah, that Mess is right. That new stadium is so sick. It's so nice. And by the way, the baseball team got drilled tonight.
Drilled. Horrible pitching. What's supposed to be the strength of this team getting lit up.
Yeah, but it's early on. You never know.
It's early. It's early.
Very early. Hey, Okie Long guy, we're almost done with this live, so I'm not going to get into a whole lot on the. I did say I was concerned because here's my thing. I think if you take away the one great year that Skip Johnson had, personally, I don't think they've been great in Big 12 play in their under him. So they should be good this year. That's all I'm saying. They should be good this year. So I think we'll see. We'll see if they are. I'm not concerned yet. It's too early in the season.
It's too early. I agree. It's different with baseball because you got 3 game sets. And
they lost to a really good team, but I mean, their loss has been to good teams. So,
yes. That's right, Copenhagen. Well, hey, we could have had that other guy if you would have paid more. That's what it's going to come down to. Hey, Dalpois,
that's starting to happen.
But there is name, image, likeness in high school the way it's supposed to be done. I don't know of anyone that's really making any money from it, but that's the way it's going to be, guys.
Yeah, I mean, we probably spent too much time on this tonight, but
I wasn't on it much. Sorry.
But I mean, the big news from today, you got OU softball. They win their first 2 at Loves Field in a huge, huge win. The first game was amazing. Way to end it with Kenzie Hansen walking it off. And then, I mean, the recruiting rankings, I mean, Shield and I think getting him when they got him, I mean, I think he is going to continue to rise, whether on 3 thinks so or not. I think he is going to continue to rise in the rankings. So
yeah,
bring on SEC, Tyrell says.
Congrats, Lori. Keep it up. No, I never thought OU was going to lose today. Not a chance. Never.
I was a little concerned.
Never.
When it was 7-7, I was like, ooh, they brought in S.J. Guerin. I was like, don't know, but she shut them down. They ended up winning.
Yeah. Big day tomorrow. A lot of things happening. I will be at the LNC 7:00 tip. So if I join the live, it'll be in transit back to the Tulsa area.
If OU wins, will you storm the court?
I will be on the court. I won't storm it. I'll get down there.
If OU wins, I want you to go. We'll go live with you on the court.
Sure.
Okay.
Hit the like. Sooner Surge Maniacs are the best. Sooner Surge and Maniacs. Thanks for everyone being on here. Appreciate you all. We'll see you tomorrow night. Boomer.
Sooner.